next video is going to be on skid steer, rebuilding an engine on it. So I'm just picking up parts from Alberta cylinder head right now, and then I can get that going, which will be pretty nice, because I've been waiting for parts for a while, because crank was damaged, and so I had to get the crank machine down, and then I ended up not having the right size bushings. I had like 30 thou over bushings, and then I needed 40. So now the guy that I brought my cylinder head to and crank and all this stuff I brought to, he found smaller crank bushings. So that's kind of nice. So I'm just gonna go pick that up right now, and I'll show you a video of all the work they did, and that's it. So it's the next day, and I was gonna go put the crank back together, but then I ran into an issue where these bushings, I gave them 20s for these guys, and they ended up machining them to a 10 thou over, which is fine. So I just have to order 10 thous now, wait another probably week or so to get this going. But everything else, these are all the 40s in this box, 40 thou. But anyway, so I cleaned everything, made it look sharp. Everything was covered in grease and oil. This is the head. I went through the head, got it resurfaced. Just got this looked at and the pressure test done to it, just to make sure everything's in tip-top shape. But the crank looks good. These were really badly scarred. If I had a, should have started a video sooner, but this was like a meat grinder. And then I also cleaned all these things, injector, pump. I was careful with that to not get any cross-contamination in the fuel system. And then this I cleaned up nicely. And I haven't really touched the injectors in the fuel system because it's kind of, I want to put it back together or something and try to get the grease off without involving things getting plugged up. And these are all the new, these all got machined out to fit these guys properly. And then yeah, but that's what I'm missing is the block. Needed all new pistons, but the block is all machined. I could unwrap that now. And this was the block. I just have it covered up with plastic, but I had them re-hone the cylinders because there was rust inside them, so they look really nice right now. I don't know if you see anything when I do that. No idea, but it's all cleaned up, the whole block. I had them pressure clean it, or some kind of hot dip it's called, and it takes off all the contaminants that was on here. This thing was like covered, just full, but it looks really clean now, so excited to put it back together. Just need the parts. I've also been asked by people to give kind of an estimate price what everything costs, so I was thinking maybe at the end of this, when I get everything put back together and running, hopefully, that would be really nice. But when I get everything running and everything back together, I can run through costs of the skid steer and what it all costs to rebuild the engine, with parts and labor from machine shops and all the other fun stuff. And so I got the main bearings in like today, which would be Monday, yeah. But then, so I got this all back together, and it spins nice how it should, which is nice. The other bearings were like, I wasn't sure why they were so tight. I thought they were milled at 20, but this is nice. Less restriction. Pistons, and then you can slide them into its new home, and that's where it'll stay for probably, hopefully, another 10,000 hours. No guarantees, but sure hope so. Should be. Push this down again, and then just crank it tight. And it's pretty much got most of them pushed in, but see how it's makes it all nice, and when you set this on the connecting rod, you hammer it in. But I'm just gonna try that. So I kind of went ahead and just put this engine together because my hands were constantly greasy and was kind of a pain with the camera. So I decided to kind of put the engine together. Got pretty much ready to go. So
what in the fuck knuckles is this?
So where the skid steer engine was sitting needs a little clean, so I'm just gonna give you a quick maybe a little before and after, but I gotta give it a good clean. It's very nice. I don't think I have enough spray cans for this, but it's this whole back end was just caked, so I'm just peeling it up. Maybe we'll see. I'll just clean it out and drop the engine back in. Should help now that it's got new gaskets. But yeah, this is nice and dirty, so I'll send you a video when I get it all cleaned up again, and then we'll drop this engine in here. So I did a really good clean on it. Try it again. Woo! So I got the engine running. It's just running a little choppy, and then I got one of these guys, little temperature tester, and you just hold it for a temperature. But I was trying to figure out which cylinder is not getting fuel. So I cracked this line, but I would just see the temperature on each cylinder, which one's not firing, to figure out which that is. So this one's not getting fuel. So I just got to fix that. After doing that temperature probe test, I figured out it was injector number 2, but I got it running good now. But the injector plunger was just not quite tight enough, and it wasn't sealing it. So this skid steer had about 11,700 some hours on it now. So now it's got a rebuilt engine, so it should do that hopefully again, which would be really nice. But you can definitely see it has its hours just from scratching up and doing all kinds of stuff. But let's see how good it runs now. So I got the key. Runs good. And that's it. I ended up burning out the little solenoid to shut it off, so I'm just manually doing it for now. That is on order. That's the only part I need yet. And then she's 100%. Oh, and I was gonna get those lights fixed because they kind of were all broken. And it looks good. Well, thank you for watching, and hopefully there were some tips and tricks you could take out of that video and use for yourself next time. And till next time. So in the beginning of this video I said I was going to do a little breakdown of the cost of rebuilding the skid steer, and I was hoping to do like around that $5 grand. I was like, if I can fix it for $5 grand, it's not too bad, but it could have been more but I got lucky because the crank was just savable. Like it was up to the last cup. So I was up to 40 thou on the connecting rods, and the mains are only machined to a 10 because the main didn't let go. But yeah, so this would be a little breakdown. I went to Canadian tractor parts, and then Alberta cylinder heads, and then I picked up some coolant, oil, Alberta cylinder heads, battery, and Napa, a little rad hose, cat paint and oil filter, and then Greg's I picked up air filter and fuel filter, and I think that's it. And then yeah, I got all my invoices here, what I did to it, but I basically went all out. This is a full engine rebuild, front crankshaft seals and everything was done, and yeah, everything's done really good, not cheaped out. I went through the head, cylinder head, everything. I might as well check the head while I'm at it. And everything pretty much is brand new, all the receipts.